Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 102.
We're really getting into it.
We really are.
What you got there? Coffee?
I do, yeah. It's my afternoon latte.
Mine too.
Literally, it does not matter what time we film. Lily's gonna have a Truly, no matter what.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I never usually drink more than like half of it. So like, I don't even get tipsy. It's funny to me to look back at the early episodes when I would be like wasted because I'm like, what? When was I pre-gaming? Because I don't know. I think also when I was drinking like the smaller, normal sized ones, it's easier to just like throw them back, and this, it's just kind of sip a little.
It's like your emotional support thing now.
The emotional support beverage for the emotional support animal, yeah.
And unfortunately, Truly is not sponsoring this video, but Lily has gotten quite a few people to purchase Truly, and to that I say, I am so sorry. I am so sorry if that drink has passed your lips due to our show.
If it tasted bad, I wouldn't drink it because it doesn't really get me drunk. It's just like a nice beverage that loosens me up a little bit.
I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but I have that thing that I just cannot deal with the taste of fake sugar. Anything in Diet Coke, those energy drinks.
You know that's not a problem for me.
It's just like this aftertaste that lingers and it's like a film in your mouth. And I guess people just get used to it, but I cannot. So I just can't drink that drink. It just tastes like pure fake sugar.
Well, and it's not like I like all seltzers or like I don't usually drink anything.
I like White Claws.
I don't like White Claws as much. I'll drink them if that's the only option.
Yeah, but I feel like I have said this part, but one time I bought Truly's because of you, the lemonade ones to be exact, and
those are the only ones I like.
Yeah, I almost barfed like projectile.
And the first time I had them, which coincidentally was actually for a sponsorship that I did.
That's why I bought them, because of the sponsored post. I was like, oh, period. I'll try something new. Vomit. I was like, not the false advertisement.
It was not false advertisement for me. I mean, like, because I hadn't had them until they like sent them to me, and I was like, oh shit, these are pretty good. I literally, so first of all, it's funny because you're not allowed to be drinking them in the advertisement.
What the fuck?
Like, you can't have it like touch your lips. Something about like you can't be drinking alcohol during the advertisement. So I could be like holding them and stuff.
I've done a couple liquor ones and I feel like I could always drink it.
I'm trying to think of what it was now. No, it wasn't Truly. It was Mike's Hard Lemonade or something, but it was their seltzers. They wanted me to do a taste test, but they said I couldn't drink it on camera. And I was like, what do you want me to do then? And I just had to cut it before it ever touched my lips. When I did the Truly one, it was just a picture and it was like me sitting by the pool. It was like they were doing their lemonade ones because it was like summer beverage. But I kept like sipping them while we were taking the pictures. And the next thing I knew, I drank like 4 of them and I was wasted.
Oh my God.
But I've liked them ever since.
Well, at least we know that you aren't falsely advertising because boy, do you like those things. You really do be drinking them. Okay, guys, tangent over, I swear, because boy, do we have the weirdest fucking episode ever for you. I mean, honestly, we're gonna just go into a pit together. We are the eel pit and you guys are sliding into us.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of eels down here, you guys.
It's dark and I'm scared. I didn't know what to expect when I was researching my topic, and I went back and forth about 17 times of whether to even cover this because I was like, oh, it's too weird. Oh, wait, well, maybe. Oh, no, come on, that's too fucking weird. And then I was just like, no, we have to cover it.
You're like, I'm in the eel pit. You guys are coming down here too.
That's literally it. So like, if I had to see this, so did you. That's the reason I'm covering my topic.
I guess mine kind of falls into that line too, because it's like just watching a fucking train wreck. But who should go first?
Okay, so mine is upsetting. And so I don't know if we want to start or end with that. Even though, aren't we going to do our little I love the internet thing? We forgot that we have that segment now.
Yeah, but so should we sandwich it with something not as upsetting to begin with?
I don't know.
Yeah, we could start with mine. I don't have a whole lot of structure to it because we're going to do a little bit of a history lesson before we get into the more recent topic that I just passed on TikTok today.
Oh God, when we don't have structure, that's always a fun time.
Well, I have them all the TikToks saved. It's more that there's so many that it's impossible to have structure. If you guys could guess, if we were revisiting a past topic that was similar to this, where there's just so many TikToks you don't even know where to begin, what would you guess? Would you guess it's the influencer from the really small town where they all hate her and she tries to get coffee shops shut down? Because guess what? This isn't the first time. When
we posted that video on the influencer who got asked to not film at a coffee shop and proceeded to go batshit crazy for like 2 months after that on social media.
Hi, my name is Adrielle Sigler. I'm an influencer in a really small town. My social media has 20 times the population of our small city. And since my social media has been growing, the people who live in my small town are upset with this. People in this small city are ganging up on me.
You know that coffee shop I go to downtown? Okay, so I went in, I got a coffee. The owners came up to me, sat down next to me, shook my hand, and they said, "We appreciate your business. We don't mind if you come in here to sit and work, but we no longer permit you to film or record in here because it's a distraction for our customers.
Everyone can do this in this small town without being bothered, except for me.
They no longer wish for me to record. They told me I can't take photos or videos while I'm in their coffee shop because they don't want my work associated with their business. That's discrimination. I don't care if the coffee shop nicely asked me to stop recording with a fucking cherry on top. They see I'm a vlogger on TikTok and they no longer wish for their place of business to be in the background or to be in any of my content. Nobody in the city of Jamestown had heard of this coffee shop until I drew attention to it. It does have a detriment to my job because they're telling me I can't film, and filming is related to my job.
For an entire community to gang up and lynch mob a public figure.
What coffee shop does not want exposure? And they are a small local business that is public. People demonstrate their First Amendment right. You can't take it away from someone. It's just not happening. And since this is a retail public business,
Why was this the video that set them off?
if they don't want customers opening a camera, they need to put up a sign that says no camera.
And the fact people like you are singling me out because I'm a female is sexist.
I'm right, you're wrong.
When we posted that, there were so many comments. Like, so many people had thoughts on this influencer.
It was such a Joy Sparkles situation where it was like, I thought I just stumbled upon this like one story, and then it's like, oh no, she's done this before.
Yeah, so apparently she's done a few very problematic things, and it's unclear to me, I guess we'll get a little bit more insight today, on whether she's doing this just because she wants people to talk about her, or whether she's just a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I think it's a combination of that.
Okay.
Like, she's doing it for attention. That is very, very obvious.
Like, she wants to go viral.
Yeah. So her name's Adrielle Sigler. And if you guys don't remember, you didn't watch the other episode. This girl that was told that she was not allowed to film in a coffee shop, but because she is a self-proclaimed video blogger and influencer, which we also went into detail discussing whether, like, when people ask us what we do, what we tell them. And we've always been the ones that are like embarrassed to be like, oh, I do something on the internet. Like, I don't really want to tell them. She is loud and proud. She is telling everyone she's an influencer, and she thinks everyone is jealous of her. And she also mentions in pretty much every video that she lives in a small town and they discriminate against her because she is a influencer / vlogger.
They have small town syndrome. Yeah, it was a lot, but yeah, watch that episode if you haven't, because apparently she does more.
Well, so then when we posted that video, people informed me that this is the same girl. And the thing is, I thought she looked familiar, but I think a lot of people look familiar. So I didn't really think too much into it. The reason she looks familiar is, did you, or I'm asking people in the comments as well, and you, did you ever see when she basically started making a very long series of videos saying that there was a New York State trooper that was stalking her?
No, but I saw a ton of comments of people referencing that.
My first encounter with the police officer was January 20th, 2023.
The gym.
The gym?
Yeah.
Which gym do you go to?
Planet Fitness.
Okay, it's 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like a key fob to get in?
No, there's employees.
No? 24/7 there's employees?
On Mondays through Thursdays.
Oh, okay. Do they still do like the pizza parties every now and then?
I'm vegan, so I don't care if they do.
All right, do you have the registration?
Ever since I posted this viral video on Facebook a few nights ago when I was pulled over, he keeps driving past me when I'm leaving the gym, and it happened again tonight. And I was like, I'm going to turn around the block and see where he's going. And he disappeared like a shark. So I'm like, I drive back towards my gym. I'm like, is he like waiting for me to get out of the gym? But I couldn't find him. So I started driving home. I gave up, and look what happened.
That's the state trooper. That's the state trooper. It's the state trooper, and he's right behind me, and he made a U-turn. I fucking told you I wasn't paranoid. It's him. I knew I would find him, too, because he follows me home from the gym. I told you I can't make this up. He's pulling me over. I can't make it up, but I got it on film this time.
Hi, officer. I'm good. How about you?
Do you have your license on you?
Yeah,
So listen, I'm just stopping. You didn't have your seatbelt back on there, Adrielle. Did you have your seatbelt on the whole time?
I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Where you headed to? Back to PA?
No, I'm going home.
Okay. All right. You're all set.
Oh, okay.
I'll see you.
Thank you.
Leading to Thursday when I went to the gym, saw movement inside of the mall. I was working on cables, decided to finish my set and just leave because I was so scared. At that point, it was Friday at 1:12 a.m. when I left the gym, saw fresh tracks, which led to the state trooper who had just pulled into Wendy's. This is my route home. The tracks confirm he had just pulled into Wendy's, leading after those tracks. Then he followed me.
Maybe it's since it's not us. Oh, he's following me.
I've already called the city police. Report him to his boss. It's being investigated by internal affairs.
That's not true. The state trooper, he wasn't a cop, not a city cop, was just transferred to my county. Once internal affairs finished their investigation, that state trooper was transferred the same week I reported him. Since he had been transferred, several months later, he was transferred again. The reason he was transferred, I'm not sure. But the week that internal affairs investigation closed, he was transferred. Did he get a slap on the wrist? I'm not sure. Did New York State Internal Affairs leave out specific details of their investigation? I'll never know. But what I do know is that he's gone.
So I remember seeing that when it was like happening live, and I didn't ever look too much into it, and I wasn't like trying to follow what was going on, but I didn't think she was just like making it up. Like she seemed like genuinely like, I mean, if I have to give her any credit, it's that at that time, it was pretty convincing. And I think a lot of people believed it until they realized that she is basically a professional victim and everything she does is for attention. We won't dive into the state trooper thing, but I will mention that they did apparently do an investigation on this man. Like, he was a real person. He was not really stalking her. She was just like acting paranoid and posting about it constantly and saying that he was following her everywhere. A little less extreme than that, but very similar to the coffee shop situation that we followed. She got into a bit of a tiff with TJ Maxx.
What is it with influencers and TJ Maxx?
They really like filming in there, apparently. And I guess that is a common thing that a lot of people do, like TJ Maxx, like shopping hauls and stuff. So naturally, that's what Adrielle's problem is that she is told that she cannot film in a TJ Maxx, and that is life-ending for her because everyone else can. Why are they just telling her? Why do they have small town syndrome?
I can't understand why anyone would want to film inside of a TJ Maxx. Like, that thought just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, because she's doing TJ Maxx hauls, so she needs to be able to film because this is her profession. She is a video blogger. Just film the haul when you get home. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. Just film after when you have all this stuff. Nobody wants to see a crowded place with a line out the fucking door. Everyone's like hot and sweaty and stressed out.
It's a small town though, Jessi, so it's not crowded.
I live in a small town and my TJ Maxx gets crowded. It's the place to be.
Actually, now that you say that, there was another one that I saw. I feel like she's had multiple grievances with the TJ Maxx where she was complaining about them not opening the jewelry register so she could check out there. So they were discriminating against her then too. But let me find this specific one that I'm talking about.
Everyone knows that the jewelry line is like, you're not supposed to check out there unless you purchase jewelry. And like sometimes they'll open it and they'll ask you, yeah, I've done it before too. I have checked out at the jewelry line because they've called people over from the regular line to like help ease it. But you don't get it like opened whenever you want if you're not buying jewelry.
But she's a local celebrity, so she thinks she can. So this is to set the stage. She is doing another one of her shopping hauls, I guess, which she later says in another video is part of her niche. I had been wondering what her genre of content is. Apparently this is it.
We thought it was veganism, right? From the last time.
She does lean into that sometimes. She's also had some grievances with Instacart, I've seen, and other grocery stores.
I want to know who she hasn't had grievances with.
No one, I don't think. But so this time she is doing, I guess, a challenge. She explains later when she's on the phone with the district manager. She was doing like a challenge thing where she was like having her kids put stuff in her cart and then she is surprised at the end by what she gets. Side note, this girl, I would say woman, but I guess we figured out she's like in her 30s. She has 3 children and 2 of them are like 13 and older.
That is surprising because she looks very young.
She looks young, but she acts young is my thing. I'm like, she does not act like someone that has 2 teenage children. She's raising humans that are already in their teens. That's mind-blowing to me.
She very much gave like single, no children, millennial, just like influencing about town.
Not even millennial, like one younger. Gen Z?
Gen Z, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like an SNL parody of an influencer.
Literally. Like, I don't know how she's real. But so here is this video where she gets told that she cannot work, or she cannot film in a TJ Maxx. Well, I guess she does get told she can't work in a TJ Maxx because it's her profession, remember? So she's with her 2 children here. She does have a 3rd younger one, as far as I'm aware. I think there's only 3.
Who wants to use the credit card today? Me. Okay, so that means you go ahead. That means you get dibs next time.
slow. It's a Sunday. But it's beautiful outside, though. That's probably why. Just put everything on the shelf. I got some cool stuff. A speaker, some makeup stuff.
Can I get here because we don't feel comfortable with it being recorded in here.
I can't record in here?
No.
I'm not recording you.
I know, but just for like the safety, just in case like my voice isn't.
I do TJ Maxx hauls.
I know, but just in case, like they can hear my voice, people's voices.
We're not gonna buy anything.
Okay.
And I'm gonna post this to social media.
Oh God.
All right. Oh my God. Doing a TJ Maxx haul. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. This, I swear to God, only in this town. I'm doing a TJ Maxx haul. Wow. I can't even do a TJ Maxx haul with my kids without people in this small town. Like, that's terrible. This is advertising. Wow. Hey guys, we'll just order some stuff on my TikTok shop and Amazon. Sorry, babe. How do you guys feel about that?
I kind of like these people.
Should I go back and get her name and complain to the district manager? That was not a good way to treat a customer.
Oh
What are your thoughts, feelings, concerns?
First of all, I am very upset with you for not including a trigger warning of extreme secondhand embarrassment.
How did you not just already assume that was coming?
No, I'm sorry. This is completely like, oh my God. The way I wanted to like shed my own skin so I could be a new skin after watching that was, oh my God, I can't.
My biggest problem is that the cashier is saying like she doesn't want her voice recorded.
And it is. And now it's on the internet.
Yep, that.
So yeah, that's obviously a main issue. Another issue is posting this while also putting your kids' faces in it. You're not just showing your kids, that's a whole separate thing and, you know, whatever. You're showing your kids in a situation that's like controversial, or you're gonna get a lot of hate, or you're gonna get a lot of attention for it, and you're putting your kids in there for no fucking reason, because there was no need for her kids to be in that. Like, they didn't, you know, it didn't add any value. Obviously, her kids are mortified by her. Like, obviously, like them being like, Mom, no, don't complain. Like,
also, can we talk about like maybe you shouldn't be asking your kids how to handle this situation.
It makes me kind of sad because I feel like this is something, and it seems like it from their reaction, like it seems like a way that she acts often. And I also, from watching this, I really don't feel like this is a shtick. I know that like she wants to go viral and like she posts all this shit for attention, but I don't think she's pretending there. Like, I think she genuinely was like, excuse me? Caught off guard.
I agree.
Like, no part of it seemed like acting to me.
Then that does beg the question, because it's like, even with the police thing, that it's like, does she really think that the police person is stalking her? And that's where I'm not really sure, but it does seem to happen to her quite a bit.
This is so upsetting for the employee, for everything. Like, I just feel like you have such little respect or regard for anyone else around you. It's so annoying. First of all, your haul, when you're like hauling as it goes to the cashier, bad quality. I mean, just from a viewer point, like we're talking like if you're going to be an influencer and you want if you want to like keep up your whole persona of being an influencer, then do it right, girl. Like, get a ring light, get home, get your bag, be like with the giant TJ Maxx bag. Like, I went to TJ Maxx. That's the influencer way to do it. Not half-ass passing things to a cashier. That's not even a good haul. God, if that would have happened to me and I was for some reason filming in the line of TJ Maxx, which I wouldn't have been, but if I was and someone was like, hey, we don't film. She said it super nice. She was not like mean or rude at all. I would have just like not even kept record. I would have dropped my phone like right then and there, you know, like immediately into my pocket. Oh, sorry, I was just filming that for a friend, or I would have lied or something. I don't know. I would have just been mortified. She is like so set in her ways of being so entitled that like it comes naturally to her. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? Basically, like, do you know who I am?
It's literally as if she is a Kardashian and they're like, we don't want you to film the Kardashians in here. And she's like, how could you?
This makes Bethany Frankel's TJ Maxx thing look like a very pleasant, totally sane interaction, because at least one could say whatever they want about that interaction. She was trying to do something for the employee. You know, she wasn't trying to be a dick to them. Yes.
But yeah, it's like she is trying to be a dick. So I don't know. Should I? There was so many. I kept saving more because I was like, this was just a good one. I don't even know what this one's about.
Am I the only single mother who doesn't feel safe buying Christmas presents this year?
When is somebody gonna finally cancel this girl? The amount of dry begging that she does. Everything that she just stated in that video was her asking for help, for people to pay for her kids' Christmas presents. Not to mention, if you go back and read her comments, in the one comment, somebody asked her if her kids' father could help, and she proceeded to say that he was dead, when in fact he is very much not dead. The amount of lying that she does to get followers.
If you missed that, basically, and I haven't fact checked this, but this lady says that apparently someone in the comments asked about the kid's dad, and she told them he was dead, and apparently he is not.
Yeah, we need to look into that because that's a very bizarre thing to do.
Yes.
If that's true, holy shit.
I think we could go deeper into the TJ Maxx thing, but it's pretty much a copy and paste from the coffee thing.
She just started making 1,000 videos about it?
Yes, and calling and, like, trying to, like, complain about the workers and, like, not get them fired, but just, like, I don't know what she claims that her plan is, to, like, get them reprimanded.
She is such a menace.
It's absurd, and get ready, because the one I passed today it's very recent. It's hot off the press, and holy shit. You know, during the coffee one, we witnessed her mom being, like, pretty complicit with this behavior and, like, kind of encouraging it. Well, it seems like there's some hot water between her and the mom recently, and now the mom is also victim to her bullshit. But in this new series of videos, it's going to be like a mix between her reprimanding customer service and then also freaking out on her mom. Get ready.
Thank you for calling your local Walmart.
Service desk.
Hi, can I speak to the store manager
He's not in today.
or assistant store manager?
She's not here either. Both of them went to another store. All we have is coaches here today.
Can I speak with one of the coaches?
Yeah. Do you know, like, what department it would
Yeah, it's the sports and goods, like the sporting area.
Sporting goods. Okay, hold on.
The fact that her Walmart even answers is amazing.
I've been on hold for like 5 minutes.
She's very upset about the hold.
Hi, this is Team Honey. How can I help you?
Hi, last night around 5:30 p.m., my son purchased a knife in the sporting goods, and my son is 13 years old. He was with my mom. My mom showed him her ID, so that would be his grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I guess they took the cash from him, and he filled out some information. Either way, all of this was without my permission, and I just think that, like, you should be aware that he gave them the cash, and I feel like that's crossing the line there, because I think you have to be 18 or 21 to buy weapons of such, right? Like BB guns and all that.
Unless she authorized it.
Okay.
She was the adult with them, so they would have waited for her to authorize it.
I know, but it's just crazy that, like,
sounds like you should be calling your mom, not Walmart. What the fuck does Walmart, what are they gonna do? Like, I thought that they sold it to him when he was by himself. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. His guardian was there at the time? Like, I'm sorry. Talk to your mom about that.
But she says that her 13-year-old was the one handing over the cash.
How does she know that? She wasn't there.
The kid tells her. We'll get into that. But so that was part one. Let's go to part two.
if you look at the surveillance camera, there's a video of a 13-year-old handing cash to the guy who hands him a knife.
Yeah, we can talk to them about taking the money because they're not supposed to take it from the kids. But,
right. Yeah.
As of, if he hadn't and she did it, then that was the adult he was with that purchased it for him.
Right. And, you know, she wasn't the one who made the purchase. So if you look at, like...
Did she provide her ID?
Yes, but, like, if you look at the surveillance camera, it's a 13-year-old giving a cashier cash and the cashier giving him a knife. So I just want you to know that maybe the team back there should know, like, okay, maybe this time they got away with it, but that's actually against the rules. They shouldn't be doing that. Just the same with alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, who walks out with the case of beer, the kid or the adult? Yeah, so anyway, my mom, I'm going to be bringing her the knife and she will be returning it. And I just wanted to let you know, though, that a team member did that. So
I'm kind of conflicted on this one as a parent, because do I think it would be frustrating in two different ways? It would be frustrating, obviously, if it was my mom and my son. I would be frustrated with my mom. And then I would also be frustrated if it's true that he handed the money. I would also be frustrated with Walmart. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck? But I do think the main issue here is with her mom, and I do think she should be talking to her mom. I don't know. I don't think it's worth getting an employee like in trouble because the mom, again, did provide her ID. He wasn't by himself. If he was by himself, totally different story.
I think think if the grandma was in the car and gave him the money and he went in and did it by himself, sure, get mad at them. But if she was right there, does it really matter who handed the money?
Well, what she's saying is true, though, because if it was about liquor, right, and someone, an adult, shows their ID, but it's a child that's clearly under 21 handing the cash, that's an issue, and you shouldn't allow that purchase. So, like, that is a thing. Like, I don't think she's completely insane. She's definitely less insane here than in her, like, coffee shop and TJ Maxx drama. I don't know. Like, I kind of get where she's coming from, where Walmart doesn't have zero, like, liability or fault here. They did participate in it. It's not like he was in another aisle, grandma bought a knife, gave it to him.
Yeah, but as we keep watching, it just seems like it's less and less about, like, she just needs to, like, channel her frustration and anger at someone over everything that ever happens to her.
That makes sense, because that's definitely her MO. But I'm just saying, like, her argument is a little bit more sound here than usual.
I'll give you that.
13-year-old son gave the cashier money. The cashier made the transaction with my 13-year-old son, handed my son the knife, and my son walked out of the store with the knife. Whether my mom was with him or not, a 13-year-old walked out of Walmart carrying a knife.
And you said it was 5 o'clock last night?
It was like between 5 and 5:30, yeah.
I guess my question is, what's your goal here? What are you spending this time on the phone? Like, what is this energy going towards? Are you trying to get someone fired, or are you trying to, like, make sure they enforce the policy? Because does she really care if they enforce the policy for other people? Because
I don't know what her motive is, but it always becomes more murky when you're filming it. And it does become very weird when you're putting in part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, when this all could have been one part. You know, TikTok allows 10-minute uploads now.
Yesterday, my son came home with a knife. In the event of self-defense and someone uses deadly force, that person will still be in criminal court. And the eyes of the law are who determine whether or not this was actually self-defense. And even if the use of deadly force was truly in the act of self-defense, that still makes you a defendant who has to defend themselves in court.
So I know we're done talking about Janet for the moment, but could you imagine if Janet and Adrielle teamed up? Because, oh my God, just what a pair that would be.
That is a nightmare straight from the pits of hell.
So that's pretty much enough of the explanation from Adrielle herself, but shall we listen to her phone call with her mother to figure out what happened?
I'm sorry, but if I was her mom, I would be like, why the fuck do you keep filming your conversations with me? Like, can you stop?
Funny you mentioned that, because I did see a video of someone else talking about how her grandma has, like, begged her to stop filming and posting stuff, and she still does.
Oh my God, that makes sense.
If you didn't know, she's a video blogger, so she needs to post everything in her life. So
who the fuck still refers to themselves as vloggers? Like,
literally, it's so funny you mentioned that, because I just recently saw that clip that I had cut of the entitled influencer, a different one, like in one of our first episodes, where she called herself a blogger, and we had that same reaction. I think my favorite part, though, is that she calls herself a blogger.
with a B.
Does she? Let me check.
With a B.
Fashion nerd blog. I'm Googling it.
Bet you she doesn't have one.
Yeah, fuck, she does. Stand corrected. It's even powered by Blogger.
Who
the fuck
makes
has a
blogs
blog
anymore?
anymore?
Literally. So,
Yep. Well,
but honestly, I loved this. This was so good. Like, I really enjoyed this journey.
I gave him the money, and he handed them the money, and they gave it to him.
Oh, he bought it? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I gave him the money. And he gave him the $30, and that was it.
Really? So the store let him buy it with his hands?
Yeah, I gave him a 20 and a 10, and then he did a drawing for another knife, and he gave them the $1, and he filled out the paperwork.
My son filled out paperwork to buy a knife?
It was for a drawing. We did it last year, too.
What drawing?
You put $1 in the bucket, and you get a ticket for a free knife.
Did he get a free knife?
They didn't do the drawing yet.
I am so confused.
I'm glad you laughed at that too, because I was like, he didn't do the drawing yet. Like, I gotta hope he wins.
Yeah. Why are you looking like that?
She said as long as there's an adult with them, then they can get it. I said, okay.
How many inches was that blade?
Oh, maybe like 4.
What does the receipt say?
I didn't look at it. It probably just says a knife and a sharpener. That was $10.
Not the sharpener.
Are you sure it was 4, not 5?
No, the knife was $20, the sharpener was $10, and the ticket for drawing was $1.
Okay, well, it all needs to be returned. And the store had no business taking cash from a 13-year-old to buy a knife like that.
All right, I'll come down in the next hour and pick it up.
No, I will be bringing it to you because I have to. Are you going to be home? What time will you be home?
I hate that she films this, like, with a passion.
It's the most awkward, like, if you have a real confrontation that you're having with your mom and you're really upset that she did this, you do not need to be filming it.
What the fuck do you think, like, Thanksgiving and Christmas looks like in that household? I mean, Jesus.
I have a feeling she's not going to be invited to many more.
It's just so weird. Is it like an actual grievance that makes sense to me? Sure. If you don't want your 13-year-old having a knife, makes sense to me. Like, okay. But this is so immature and petty and weird and invasive that she's filming this. It's like, just have a conversation with your mom. She seems like she would listen and like be like, oh, okay, I didn't know. I just got it for him because we were just trying to, I don't know, he wanted it. Like, she very much seemed like innocent in buying it for him and didn't think it would be a problem. But obviously it was, and that's okay. You have a conversation about that and be like, hey, don't buy my son anything like that without asking me, please. And that's it.
And if this was the only situation where I felt like she was doing this kind of thing, I think it would be different. But I saw another video that I won't even make us watch. I'll toss to it right now.
Who?
Erwin did.
When?
Like 30 minutes ago.
Were you there?
What?
She picked you up and took you?
Yeah.
To Pennsylvania?
No. We didn't go to Erie.
And where did she sell the dirt bike?
The place we got it. Hector's.
Hello?
Mom, you're overstepping your boundaries. You can't pick up Sven. To take him to go sell a dirt bike or whatever it is you're doing without calling and asking me first. Especially...
I thought you knew I had to put that dirt bike
you don't
in
just
my trunk
think.
all by myself. I almost fell. Please stop treating me this way. I thought you knew. I asked him.
You can't take him...
And you knew last night that he was going with
Mom, yesterday I said... Okay, you can pick up the kids from school. You want to take them out? You can take them out because I'm going to be driving to pick up Lola in Pennsylvania. But then you go and buy him a knife and a knife sharpener.
I bought him one last Christmas and you knew about it. I thought it was fine. I've been very nice to the kids. I take good care of them.
But you have to get my permission before you do things like this.
He said that you knew last night that we were going.
No, Mom! Remember I canceled because you bought him a knife and you let him have electronics while he was grounded?
I didn't even know he was grounded from electronics.
So you took him and his friend out to lunch today. They told me they were going for a walk.
I didn't eat. I just got them something to eat.
They told me they were going for a walk. Why are they lying? And then you're picking them up.
Well, maybe they did go for a walk after that, but I took them.
This is messed up. This needs to stop. You need to call me and get my permission first. So I don't know how to do this, but you need to separate. The kids need to be separated from you for a little bit of time because
you have some nerve. I have done so much for them. My back hurts. I almost fell.
You're not listening to me or respecting my boundaries. You keep picking them up behind my back, and my kids are lying. And
I have been spending so much money.
So don't do it. I'm telling you not to.
Okay, well I won't anymore then. Fine.
That is her yelling at her mom for, I guess, taking her son to go sell a dirt bike or something, or like to drop it off because he had sold it already. And so the grandma went and took the grandson to go do this thing. And she's like, how dare you pick my son up without my permission? But like the grandma says that she did have the that she did know. I don't know. I think she's gonna be regretting all of this eventually because she seems to be pushing everyone in her life away because of her profession of being a video blogger where she has to film everything and she needs some kind of conflict or something to like mix things up.
I don't know if she genuinely hates her mom, but I cannot imagine putting my mom through that. Like allowing, first of all, and for what? You're not like going viral for this at all.
Tell that to her. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about their family dynamic by any means, but from the conversation she records, it seems like the people that she's yelling at are always kind of like confused, like the ones I've seen of the grandma, of the mom, that they're like, why are you saying this? Why are you acting like this right now? So it's kind of like she just like flips a switch and turns on them.
For the camera, you mean?
Yes. To create some kind of conflict. And it seems like from even what she says, like the mom helps her out a lot, like, and is constantly picking her kids up from school, very much like helping raise these kids. And then she's like, how dare you pick them up without my permission? And then she'll be like, well, he said that you said it was fine. Like, the kid's not like, I mean, yeah, 13-year-olds can lie, obviously. But even from what the grandma says, at one point, it's like, well, it was like 10:30. He said you were still sleeping and that you were supposed, like, it seems like she's kind of not really that present. And the grandma is picking up the slack and then getting like totally bitched at for doing so.
I'm trying to research. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I'm trying to research if it's even legal for her to record these conversations. And it turns out I think in New York she can, but in Pennsylvania she can't. Or Philadelphia? Where is she?
She lives in New York, so I assume that's where she's...
But it has to be both party states that consent. So like, let's say her mom was in California, it would be illegal because California's, you have to have 2-party consent.
Well, but also the mom's not going to do
No,
like, press
I know,
charges,
but I
so.
just think on like I don't know. It's just something I was wondering about. Like, is this even legal?
She probably thinks there's an exception because of her profession. So like,
right,
she
she's a
couldn't possibly
blogger.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, love visiting our good friend Adrielle. She's a gem.
Yeah. So that knife part so far, because this the first part got posted 2 hours ago. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I got
this is
really
current.
right, hot off the press. There's already been 8 parts, and then she does continue to talk, the 8 labeled parts, but then she still has talked about it in 7 other videos.
Jesus.
It's been up 2 hours.
I can't.
So, I mean, we could continue on for a couple hours because there's no shortage of content, but we need to move on to the next topic, I think.
Yeah, and this one is no less fucking weird, but way weirder, actually. I don't know why I said that. It's way weirder. We have been asked to cover these people like scattered. A few people have asked, here and there for like, I don't know, the past couple of months I've been seeing it. And those people are the Gala Sisters. So it's 2 sisters and they are Irish twins, which means they were born within, I think, 15 months of each other. It's usually under 2 years, but I think they were born within 15 months of each other.
That's like a term. I thought you were saying that they're Irish. Like,
if you have 2 under 2, they're Irish twins.
Oh, I thought you were just saying that they were Irish and happened.
No, I don't think they're Irish. But they are blood-related sisters, and they are both dating the same man. He has many names that they refer to him as. I think his name is Dylan. God, it's hard to keep up. Let me just let them explain their relationship. It's really difficult to explain these people. You just have to experience these people.
Which I want to throw out a disclaimer. I have not. So this will be my first reaction. I just know that headline and that was the extent of it.
You don't know anything about them?
Nothing.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. So sorry to who you'll be in about 30 minutes.
So, just another episode.
And I am their asexual, bisexual boyfriend. That means I am at the age of dating them, 23. Get that through your heads. Seriously. It's not that hard to understand. I'm not 18. I'm not 15. I'm not any of that crap. Okay?
And I'm 38. And I'm 39. So this is a little bit of an age gap, and that's okay. We are sisters dating the same guy.
There's been a few questions about this. I think the most common question we get is, well, you're supposedly lesbians and you can't date a guy. Want to bet? There's an article in the HuffPost from 2017 that talks about a woman who identifies as such, and she is dating a man, and there is, of course, the very famous Jacob Hoff and Samantha.
I never know what the fuck they're talking about. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Wait.
Questions, concerns?
So rewind. I was going to ask you to pause right away, but I saw it was only 53 seconds. Okay. So did they say that he is an asexual, bisexual man?
I know that the system is like fluid, not the system, the spectrum of sexuality, but I think asexual means you're not interested sexually, but you could be interested romantically.
Correct. I think that is on that spectrum. So, or I guess you were saying that you could romantically be interested in
but
either?
He also, there's been so many clips of people like him just like kissing all over them talking about like intimacy and stuff like that. So it doesn't seem like it tracks, but a lot of things they say doesn't seem like it tracks.
Okay. So, and then they say they're lesbians, but he's
a man.
A man.
Yep. Yeah.
A lot of labels here.
I don't care how many articles Huffington Post wrote. That's not what a lesbian is. There's like an actual definition.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I can't imagine referencing like a works cited page to me like proving my sexuality.
I just don't understand the need to hold on to a lesbian label. Like for what? If you're into
That's
both,
the thing. It's like, I don't do whatever you want, but why are you using a bunch of conflicting labels that by definition don't make sense?
They have recently wiped their entire TikTok and done a bit of a rebranding. So a lot of these things are taken down. They used to answer a lot of like hater questions. They used to go live all the time. So a lot of the clips I'm going to show are from lives that people screen recorded.
And they seem very aggressive.
They're very aggressive. And it actually gets way worse than you would even think it gets. But basically they have a YouTube channel called the Gala News Network where they vlog and then also
News Network.
Yeah, because they cover both true crime, which seems like the bunch to do it, right? And he's not included in that. It's just them two. And they also cover quote unquote Me Too situations that have gone too far. I'm like, okay. Them going live and shit has unleashed a lot of information I wish I never knew, like just about them, and they love to talk. They also label themselves as a disabled family. I do not know precisely what their diagnoses are. People do believe that him, like Dylan, I think his name is Dylan. God, I might be fucking that up. They call him Master Corpse or Murder Corpse something.
What?
I know. It's so, hold on. Let me click on their YouTube channel so you can just see them introduce themselves.
Oh, quite the graphics.
Not them covering Michelle the bartender.
Oh my God. What is happening?
It's
Not
giving iMovie.
those graphics.
It's giving iMovie.
The lower thirds. It's giving Windows Movie Maker.
I know, right?
What is happening?
This is their intro.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Murder
Corpse King.
That's his
name. And he's the brand manager / boyfriend.
What is happening?
So that's what they call him, Murder Corpse King, but I think his name is Dylan. It's kind of hard to follow, forgive me. Oh, and by the way, I do just want to say this is one of those situations. These people have apparently been around for years, and it's one of those like almost like Amber Lynn Reed, you know, where you have to like be there and know all of the lore to understand any of it. That's kind of this vibe. So we're hopping in on this and being like, what the fuck is going on here? We are not people that have been here for years. I just found out about these people. I did look through the Reddit though, and I did get the gist of people's concerns so that I could kind of like bunch it up and try to understand it. Some of the main concerns are that he is a major dick. However, people are still like, was he groomed because they're so much older than him? If he is neurodivergent, they're like, was there a situation there where they're taking advantage of him? They don't know. There's just a lot of really shady, weird shit. Now, not to mention the other things people have a problem with. They're very, very like dirty, like their apartment. They show in vlogs, they'll like cook things and they'll have like pans of food on the floor and the cats will be like licking the food and it's just like all dirty, which honestly, it's like some people struggle with that. And especially if people are disabled in any sort of way, it might be more difficult for them, but they are again filming this, putting it out there, and it's kind of a hot mess. And it all becomes way more problematic when we bring in Emma.
Who's Emma?
Okay. So there's two sisters, right? And the one on the right is the mother to Emma. So Emma is a teenage girl who is autistic. She is nonverbal. She's a teenager. So she's under 18, I think, but she's definitely older. She is autistic. She is mostly nonverbal. She speaks a little bit and she has a lot of what appears to be like sensory issues, overstimulation issues. And they exploit the ever-loving fuck out of her. We are gonna show clips and stuff, but like, I don't even want to show her face. It is like really troubling because this fucking asshole bullies the fuck out of her and makes fun of her. It is just, it's a hard watch. So I thought that we were jumping into a story of like, oh, these like weird sisters are sharing a boyfriend. Like, what the fuck is going on? No. This is a really, really troubling family dynamic that for some reason they are profiting off of, and it's just like allowed on YouTube. It's very weird. I don't understand.
Do they get a lot of views?
I don't know that they get a lot of views. This one has like 1,000 views. So they're not like reeling it in, but they do things like have a GoFundMe for Emma for a service dog that raised over $2,000. And then people notice there is no service dog. They haven't gotten it yet. So where the fuck did that money go? And certain things like that where people think that they're using their platform, whatever they do have as a platform, to profit off of it in any way that they can.
Is their main platform YouTube?
I believe it used to be TikTok, but now they literally deleted everything, and I don't know why they did that. But here is, before we get into the Emma clips, because there's quite a few of them, we'll just go to one of the compilations. I literally think this is what showed up on my For You page like a month ago.
Because he wanted everyone to blow smoke up his skirt and be like a little jerk. And we're just not like that, you know.
Why do you shave your armpits? Because he's allergic to his own body hair.
Yes.
Why did God let Sandy Hook happen? Stop
Hold on.
saying
Whoa. Hold on. Pump the brakes. Woo. Hold on.
He's not. I actually.
Wait, did they just fart?
I was gonna say, was that a bodily function? What did we just hear?
I think they just ripped ass. Hold on.
He's not. I actually saw an investigation.
He's not yours.
I watched an investigation Discovery episode where
No, it's not
one
that-
sister ended up unaliving the other sister and the man because they were both dating him and he could only marry one. So I could. Why would you all marry the same guy? Because we both like him. We cover Johnny Depp, Marilyn Manson, shit like that, and everyone's like, he groomed me. You were like 26, 21, 22. You can't get groomed at that age. It's not possible. Yeah, because we have a YouTube channel, guys. So we cover Me Too allegations that went too far that are stupid. And we literally been covering them for years.
No, you tried too hard.
It seems like they're all in separate rooms having separate conversations.
I was just gonna say, they're all talking at the same, there's so many thoughts going on.
And honestly, in this live, I don't know where it is because I couldn't find the clip, but I remember him having that green backwards hat. They must have told him to shut up like a billion times. Well, they'll just be like, stop, I'm talking. And then he'll do it to them too. And like, that's just their dynamic. Like they'll literally tell each other to stop talking, which I know from having a brother that is neurodivergent. Sometimes the way you say something, like for instance, my brother will not want to have a conversation with me anymore. Like he'll be tired of it and he'll just be like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave now, Jess. Like I'm done. Like, you know, like a very painfully honest thing. And I get that, but there is, even in neurodivergence or whatever the situation is, there is a way to do it and not do it. And they seem very blunt and rude, like not in a, oh, that may just be their neurological, you know, situation. It just seems like they're fucking rude.
They just never had to learn to maybe control their emotions a little bit.
Right. And we're going to get into it now because this is the main reason I wanted to talk about it, the whole Emma aspect of it. Again, I don't want to show her face, but this situation with her is disgusting and they should not be allowed to do this. Like the fact that this poor girl lives in these conditions with these people pisses me the fuck off. There's no shortage of weird shit with them. Like we can go off for a week talking about their weird ass relationship, their weird dynamic, their weird this and that. But at the end of the day, they're adults doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And as long as they don't bother me, I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, they're weird, but
it always baffles me when there's people that are documenting them. Is it like a CPS situation? Like someone should be intervening?
I believe so.
Even just, it sounds like from the environment that's the case.
I think it's hard because when you think about a child who has such specific needs and at the very least is like, she's used to her mom, she's used to her life, like to take her out of that completely might be very detrimental as well. But also, I don't know if it's worse. And I just came into this, so I am just kind of like on the outside looking in. But my main concern, and I have not been able to find the answer to this because they deleted everything, I don't know if he lives with them. If he does live there, I think it's way more of a concern and like absolutely something that needs to happen. CPS or something needs to step in. It's also just as concerning because if he doesn't live there, he's there a lot, like all the time.
Why is no one intervening? I guess, I mean, even with 8 passengers, we learned that like even when people were calling, they weren't intervening. So,
but get ready. It's really upsetting.
In the first place.
And you might get to see Emma. Shush. You will also get to see.
Please shut up. Except for the teenager.
Emma, please shush.
Stop. No, and Christmas is all about
Giving.
And
it's about spending a lot of time with family. Yeah.
Sometimes.
I was alluding to earlier that
too
these
early.
two were complete and utter bitches at the beginning. As the old saying goes, treat others how you want to be treated. They could turn on you. They could use you for views. They could use you for money.
You don't need help. Down.
You don't need help.
I go to bed. You will go to bed. Yeah, you will.
Emma.
In just a couple minutes.
Quiet.
Let the grown-ups talk.
Jesus.
There's been an interesting Christmas.
It has been.
Oh, please.
Since the first day I got here. I wasn't accepting of it first, but now you know what? You know what? I like you.
Yeah, so
even though these two are crazy bitches, I like it.
We are crazy.
But
And then my sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's our daughter.
It's our daughter. Mm-hmm.
And we'll get more on that later.
I'm so glad I ain't doing it by myself.
Because you would be in an early grave.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. And I love you very much, sissy.
We've said this.
The first day that I came here, was I miserable as hell? Probably. Get off me, Louie.
The Gala daughter.
Louie. Get your damn paw off of me now.
For any...
Good job, man. Good one, sis. I hate
what, sis?
Okay, you know, I despise fucking kids no matter what. They're so stupid. They're disgusting. They're gross, and they smell like shit and piss. They do.
So there's a guy that was using the self-checkout because fuck checkouts.
And people are fucking douchebags, and they think they can just try to do whatever the fuck they want.
And some guy...
He like was on top of Rhea, and his bags were like everywhere.
My girlfriend because I love my girlfriend. I don't want.
What is it about Whole Foods? It's like the uppity snippety people come in there, and they always try to fight us.
And what the fuck is up with people trying to get in my goddamn way? Next time that son of a bitch gets...
I want to pause really quick to explain, like, as a neurodivergent individual, this girl just being in a store with crowded people and having to deal with that interaction alone is probably stressful. I know it is for my son. Like, whenever we go out, it's, you know, it's an overstimulating thing. It is for me, too. I feel like if I go grocery shopping, I need to sleep for a week.
I'm overstimulated when I go places. Literally, and even her sitting at the table, she looked like very, like
I haven't seen her, like, not completely shelled up and feeling overstimulated. It's very troubling to see her, like her aura, basically,
like just in a constant state of like stress and panic.
And yeah, it just like honestly gives me anxiety through the screen just watching it.
Hello? No, this way.
What else we do, Emma?
Taco burgers.
Taco and burgers.
Do we have French fries too? French fries.
And
water bottle and the Pepsi.
Water bottle and the Pepsi? Cool.
Wonderful. Now can your mother talk?
That's awesome. MCK
Right.
back here.
Did you bring 2 pinwheels with you?
She did? Emma, speak.
Speak.
You brought 2 pinwheels?
10 pinwheels.
And flags? And
what's fireworks?
Fireworks. And what's on your shirt?
Flag.
Yeah.
I found the stars.
You did. You found the stars.
She found a lot of things too.
Yeah, you did, kiddo.
Did you have the best day ever with your family?
She also tried to find her brain too.
Her very memorable people.
He's talking like she's like an animal or something.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And then I didn't know who her mom was because they call her the Gala daughter. So I didn't know. I thought it was the other one. And then when I come to find out that it's her kid, I'm like, you literally are so disconnected from your child that needs you more than anyone in this world that I couldn't even tell that you were her mom. That's how little I feel like you actually give a shit about your daughter. But it doesn't matter because they all sit there and they're all just like, where's her brain? Fuck you. Literally. If anyone ever said that about my child, it'd be on site. On site.
Even if she had no concept of what they're saying and that, like,
which she does.
The energy alone.
You can feel that she does. I don't know if you've ever seen those stories of people with autism that are nonverbal who have like found other outlets to communicate, whether it be like through typing things when they never, understood before that they could do that. When you see the stories and the awareness of people who don't speak, it is really troubling to see how people like this, like, especially if they're neurodivergent themselves, how they act like this idiot, she doesn't understand anything. Like, how the fuck, look at her. She understands. Look at how uncomfortable she is.
So guys, a lot of girls were staring at me. Thank you. I know I'm handsome. I already have 2 girlfriends, 1 and 2. And I have a daughter. Thank you very much for everybody that knows.
No, you don't.
Oops, sorry, camera.
I'm not taking. I'm not fucking single. I'm goddamn taking here. Hello?
Yep.
That's a one specific person. They don't want to talk.
Like, he's so aggressive and annoying.
I was like, why is he yelling all the time?
All the time. He has never, like, I'm not even joking, I haven't seen one clip of him be a joyful individual who had a good time doing anything. And he's such almost a weirdly good pair with the other 2 because they are so morbidly strange and like very pissed and pessimistic all the time. So somehow they did find each other in this universe and they do seem to like make a lot of sense together. I just wish that Emma wasn't involved because can you imagine? Again, look, they're in a busy city. Everything's like hustling and bustling and this fucker's just yelling next to her. Like, it's just like, dude, stop.
She must be uncomfortable at all times.
I think so.
Fuck themselves.
All right.
Like I was saying about the whole Jack Daniels thing. Emma, do not play with your face.
The dentist is overwhelming for neurotypical people, too.
And I hate going. Even she hated going to the dentist, right, Emma? Emma.
Yeah, you're a little tired. She's tired.
Anyway,
Emma is here.
Emma's right there, staring off into space as usual. Anyways.
So, but
Play
what
with your
they
necklace.
do,
Do not play with your fingers.
and
Play
what
with your
they
necklace.
do is these
Play
machines,
with your necklace.
These machines squeeze the
Thank
cows and call, like they're not very aware. If you like a turkey, Emma, are you a turkey?
Is she being a psycho on purpose?
Our cat's gonna be, I always joke if Ella was on a date, she'd be a cheap date. This is how it's gonna be.
Emma.
You know, you see family vlogs,
Knock it
and
off.
they're really
Thank
random.
you.
Like,
But we're so small people.
The fact that the mom is allowing this fucker to do this, again, it does not matter if he is neurodivergent himself, because I think that's their whole thing is like they all are. And so it's like, oh, you know, we just like, we get each other. No.
I can assure you, they don't get Emma at all. Like,
None
oh
of
my
them
God.
do. I know. It's so fucking bad.
I don't eat any more than you guys do.
No. And even though you look like an inflatable house, that's besides the point. Come on, Emma, get in. Thank you.
I'm gonna sit in the shot.
Emma, get in the shot. Oh my God. There we go. Emma, get in the shot. There we go. Do not play. Eat. She gets distracted and she thinks like, oh, I can play around. And she always has to inspect it. Is it good enough to eat?
Yeah, we're doing that.
I wasn't making fun of her. Am I her unofficial stepdad? Yeah. Do I care? No. How old are you gonna be, Goofy? Hello? Hello?
I
probably
would punch anyone
literally-
who spoke to my child that way immediately.
He probably fucking turns off because she's so, like, he just is yelling at her all the time.
Everything about her body language screams
It's just shut
uncomfortable.
down.
And again, I have been around many, many autistic individuals. Every single one is different. I'm not saying that it's like this cut and dry thing that you can like diagnose and look at and understand everything about them. But from what I understand, everything about her screams uncomfortable. Like, it's not just that she's like having an overstimulating experience, like even in her home, you know, where yes, they can still get overstimulated in their home. It's not that they can't, but like she looks just like she can't anymore with them. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
She literally looks like she is just like, to protect herself, she has just had to shut down.
Yeah. And then he like makes fun of that. And he's like, what are you, in space? Like,
Yeah, because she needs to disassociate to be able to handle living with you.
and I don't understand how the mom just sits there as just like, yeah, Emma, come on in, when he's just like, get over here, like that. It's just, I can't.
He treats her like she is a dog, but I would be mad how he is like if he was treating a dog like that as well.
Right?
Like,
I know.
It's
Same.
unreal.
And you're not her father. You are their boyfriend, which is already fucking weird. But again, if you guys are adults, do your own thing. But you're the boy. You're not her dad, and you certainly don't treat her like a father
Where
should
is
treat
the
his
dad?
daughter. So he calls the dad like the sperm donor, and I'm assuming the dad is alive, but just not very involved, which is sad because it leaves her with less options to get out of the situation. And I don't know what their family life looks like, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're estranged as fuck from their family, because who wants them at Christmas?
Oh my God, it just reminds me of like any case of like even like elder abuse, when it's like someone taking care of their parent or something and they're like sick of it and they like have to feed them and stuff, and they just like are assholes to them because they're like, well, what are they gonna do?
A lot of people shared this aspect of it, both in compilations on TikTok and just like single videos on TikTok, just exposing how they treat Emma. And her mom, does eventually address this.
Hey everyone, so it's just me. For those of you who know, I'm one half of the Gala Sisters. I am Emma, the Gala daughter's mom. I gave birth to her. And recently it came to my attention that there is a video going around TikTok that says horrible things and makes horrible allegations that are actually really fake. And it's ridiculous. So what this person did, and one of the people that did this, her name is Shoddy, and it's probably a bot account because there are bot accounts that do this. She took clips of when we were live talking to rude people in our lives, in our live streams, that were harassing us, calling us names, being aggressive, hostile, rude, disgusting, and nasty when we were talking to them. She took clips of that, and she took clips from a TikTok skit that I made with my sister and our boyfriend, our fiance, that we made
congrats.
together.
Upgrade.
And it was a joke. Like, we were making fun of ignorant children on the internet.
She goes on to explain that they were basically making fun of people who were making fun of them. So she was just like clapping back at the haters. Do any of the clips that I showed you look like a skit that they were doing on a live? Or does it look like he directly targets Emma on a daily basis?
They don't strike me as actors, I'm gonna say.
Well, that's actually funny you say that because so many people are like, are they for real? Are they kidding? I'm like, oh, they're so for real.
That's like
this
you
is
want
not
to
a
believe
joke.
that it's not real because it's so fucked. But then also, like, even the beginning of that, bots do not make compilations. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, those are real people just literally posting horrendous clips of you and your fiance and your sister wife, but actual sister.
Even if you wanted to say that there were things that you were saying to supposedly commenters, maybe don't do that in front of Emma. I just can't.
None of it makes any sense. He's literally telling Emma to shut up. Where's her brain? She's like an idiot that always spaces out. You're like yelling at her like a dog. None of that is you even talking to a chat. So that doesn't even make any sense.
Those videos need to be taken down. We need an apology. How dare you say something like that?
Janet?
And now this is causing a lot of distressing things to be said. Now, Emma is autistic. She has speech and language disorder. It means she can't talk very well. She's very, very, very disabled. And I won't even go into exactly how because it's personal and I don't have to.
You know what's also personal? Sharing her when she doesn't want to be shared and shoving a camera in her face and saying, it's our work. Like, that's what we do for work. It reminds me of family channels, like when they're told things that they don't want to hear. And then they're just like, well, I don't have to share that with you. And I'm just like, well, you don't, but you also opened yourself up to that because you share everything else.
But she's a very vulnerable person and she's very disabled. And yes, you might know someone who's autistic, but you don't know her. And there are certain degrees of autism and it's a spectrum disorder. So some people can function better than others. She cannot function on her own. She'll never be able to live on her own. Ever.
And it is horrifying that she's stuck living with you.
Oh my God. The fact that she's even saying this right now, like, how is this a defense for anything that we witness? This makes everything 20 million times worse.
Something tells me these clips circulating have nothing to do with people shitting on Emma. They're shitting on you guys for how you're treating her. So why are you trying to explain this when it's actually just making it worse and making us all more concerned because this poor girl is stuck with you?
Going on 18. She has a huge team of people who help us care for her. She has a wonderful teacher, literally the best teacher I have ever met in my entire life. She is amazing. Not telling you her name. She's great.
Okay, nobody asked.
She also has a psychologist, speech therapist, occupational therapist, developmental PE.
We don't need to know.
And a chiropractor, a doctor, a dentist, and multiple other types of therapists that work with her on a daily basis. She has a social worker assigned by the state because she has disabilities.
And she has a fucking crazy stepdad who is bullying her every single
literally,
day.
you don't
I
get
care
to
what her team looks
excuse
like.
everything because like she has these really great people that treat her really great, which I hope to God that they do. But then she comes home and we just like turn it off because who cares?
Yeah. Well, what's really sad is, you know, when I worked with kids who have a wide variety of special needs, you realize that there is only so much you can do when you really care about your job and you really want to do, you know, you want to change their life. You want to change and make an impact for them and be there for them. And if they have a shitty situation at home, there's really only so much you can do. And it's really
the
sad.
best thing that you can do is like give them a good environment when they are not in that one.
Yeah, exactly. But there is no way, both in seeing the conditions they live in, just like sanitarily and just like cluttered and overwhelming, to this man being in her life on a daily basis. It's just, there's no way in hell that she feels great at home and comfortable and like she could be herself. There's just no way. And it's really sad, especially if they are neurodivergent themselves. You would think that he would understand even more. The fact that he has turned on her and just like made her into this like
annoyance.
Yeah, annoyance. Like he seems so bothered by her that she's like getting in the way of his little weird relationship with the sisters is just, disgusting.
And I keep seeing people saying, Emma doesn't like that. Emma's scared. She feels this way. You don't know how she feels. Would you like it if somebody put words in your mouth and asked and said how you feel? I don't think you would like that. I don't like it when people do it to me. I think what you are actually trying to say is you feel uncomfortable. You don't like the tone used. You don't like it. No. You don't know what Emma thinks.
Oh my God, you don't either.
Literally, the fact that she's saying that right now, you can feel it, like the anxiety I get just watching the videos because I can feel that energy through the screen and you don't get it and you're right in front of her face.
Well, that was my point earlier. It's like, it seems almost like she does know exactly what they're saying and just like isn't reacting. But like, even if she had no clue, you can feel that kind of energy coming at you and it's not inviting by any means. Like, she literally is just like caved in as if she is disassociating.
Yeah, but this is also the woman who is supposedly in love with this man. So what does her judgment mean to anything?
Use the I words. I feel this way. You don't get to speak for her. You don't know her. You've never gone to therapy with her. You didn't raise her. You have no idea what her needs are. Speaking of her needs, a lot of you are like, well, we need a welfare check. I get checks all the time because she's disabled. Every aspect of my life and my parenting style and the people in Emma's lives has been inspected since she got her diagnosis because they don't let you do it on your own because parents are not therapists. You're not given this ability to know what to do. That's why you get trained on it. You get explained. They explain to you and they help you.
I don't know what she's talking about because, I mean, I guess maybe only if you're getting government assistance, they would do those investigations because they don't automatically investigate you because your child has special needs.
What I was saying. I was like, I feel like they don't just like hand over all of these resources.
No, you have to very much apply for them.
Yeah. Like you said, maybe she's getting financial assistance for it, which then, yes, they would. But like, are they watching these videos?
Here's the thing. It's not a perfect system. And we know that any government system is not going to be a perfect system. Like, there's going to be so many people that fall through the cracks. If they do those interviews or like just come to the house to inspect it and whatever, I don't know how their videos wouldn't be part of the equation because I feel like, especially nowadays at social media, like everything's on fucking line. How would they miss this? Like, one video you see of that man, just like one compilation, and I'm scared for them.
That's why I was asking also about like how many views did they get? Like, maybe it's not
a ton, but I can't imagine that people haven't reported them. I don't know. I would assume that they have, and people talk about having done that. So it's just, again, I'm not even saying the solution is that she's away from her family. Like, I don't know what the solution is. I'm just like, oh, Jesus, this sucks.
I think of 8 Passengers again, like when it seemed to everyone watching, there was such clear cut, not physical abuse, but like mental abuse and just weird shit going on that needed to be looked into further. And people did call constantly and they didn't do anything. I think people are really able to like clean it up and turn it on when they do have someone coming and doing a check on their house and then making it seem like they just minimize anything that's online as being, oh, that's just online. That's not real.
Haters. Yeah. I'm just gonna skim through this, but she's just saying a lot of nothing. Like, none of this makes any sense. And also, if you don't want people to impose their opinions on your parenting and everything about your life, don't show it. She obviously doesn't want to be on camera, judging by the fact that she tries to get off camera every time she is on camera, and you're like literally forcing her to be. So don't do that. Like, just let her live her life.
For you to understand, it might be hard for you to hear, and you might not like it, but this is a reality that some people face. So you'd be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that done, and you wouldn't get anywhere either. I mean, it's not like she's a small child. You can't just call in the big guys and have them come in storming in. It's not like she's a 5-year-old. There are no children here, and there never will be. In Minnesota, Chips is 10 years old and below. They don't investigate people of Emma's age because she's not a child. She's not a child. She's not a child. I'm going to say that again. She's not a child. She's my daughter, yes, but I, at 38 years old, and my sister, at 39 years old, we're also daughters too. 90-year-olds can be daughters too.
Wow.
I hope you feel really good about yourself. Picking on someone who can't fight back.
Oh my, you too, bitch! Are you fucking kidding?
Talk to your fucking boyfriend, fiance, whatever
Christ.
the fuck. You have to be so completely disconnected from the plot to even have that take. But again, doesn't it make sense that ambiance is allowed when this is her fucking argument?
No, the cognitive dissonance is like outrageous.
So that's pretty much it. I wanted to touch mainly on the Emma thing because I was just horrified. Like, it was supposed to be this couple's so strange. Like, why do they say these things on live?
Now it's like, I want to go rescue Emma.
I know. Literally, it is so bad. And obviously, I just I get this just churning in my stomach whenever it has to do with something with autism and there's this bad of a circumstance around that person. Like, this is so sad to see. Again, we're going to blur her face. I don't care if she's 18. I don't care if she's 25. She doesn't want to be on fucking camera. Just stop this.
Like, I just imagine like him coming into the room and she's like, oh no, he's back. Like, that's what's playing in her head.
That's how I would be.
Yeah.
Again, there's no clip. I went looking through all the Gala Sister clips. No clip where any of them seem happy, period. But definitely not when Emma's around. Yeah. And they're constantly just berating her. He is doing that especially. And there's no loving clips with them. There's no him having like a moment where he's actually smiling or laughing with her and she's doing that back. I don't care how profoundly autistic you think someone is. They're gonna have moments of joy and happiness and expressing themselves, but it doesn't seem like she's allowed to even get there. Like, she's just like stifled, like, sit down, do this. And especially if the camera's on, which is even more disgusting. And again, it's explained to her that that's their work and she has to just deal with it.
It seems like everything's like on their schedule. So it's like, even if she did have a moment of joy, it's like, if it's at the wrong time, nope, shut it down.
Yeah, they literally will tell her, shut up, like, stop. And it's just, it's disturbing. I don't know what their deal is, but I do know, number one, it's real. It's not a shtick. And number two, justice for Emma. I don't know. I feel so gross and sad because it's things like this where I'm just like, well, there's no solution. She has just such a, like, I've said it to my husband so many times where I've been like, we are the best parents that could have been chosen for Noah. Like, I feel that genuinely. And I know a lot of people that would have had Noah as a child and it would have been so unfortunate and he would have never been allowed to like become who he's supposed to become. And that's the unfortunate reality for a lot of people. They're born into families who do not allow them to be, or they don't even try to understand them. She's like, well, we didn't get trained. No, we didn't get trained. But it's your fucking responsibility to get trained and to understand your child. That is your new mission in life when you have a child with special needs.
No parent is equipped for that. I mean, maybe some people might be better suited than others because they have experience in their life, whatever. But like, no one's equipped to deal with that. And you have to equip yourself to deal with that. And it seems like they have just like lived their life and like dealt with it in the least they can.
And I mean, honestly, obviously I'm married to my husband and like, we don't plan on splitting up, but should we ever split up, the people that are going to be allowed around my children, I don't even want to think about that because the vetting process, the trust that it's going to take and the like proving that it needs to take from another individual to be around my children in that way is so extensive. And it just doesn't seem like it is here. It seems like they liked this guy for whatever reason. And so he's around now. Cool. And he belongs here and he's their dad. No, he's not her dad.
Well, and especially when it's in a situation where whether it is a child, I can't with her repeating that she's not a child, but she can't communicate for herself and she can't advocate for herself. You're not advocating for her. You're just letting shit happen and then yelling at anyone that has any concerns. But like, you should be having the concerns.
And she's talking about it like she's very disabled. Okay, then protect her, would you?
Exactly.
But anyway, that's pretty much it. We can go to our We Love the Internet segment really quick because I get so mad.
Yeah,
I was so mad researching this. This was such a, we need to pick me up as an understatement.
I didn't really pick one, but I have a lot of videos that I favorited and I know one will work.
Well, I have one.
We forgot to do this in the last episode, you guys. I think
we forgot to do this in the last two episodes.
Well, I mean, the one before that I feel like was a dedicated Janet episode. And we had the I Love the Internet was basically, we can say that was my montage that I made. I noticed we didn't have one last week while I was editing. I'm like, oh, we forgot that.
Well, this is mine. It says, this kid went to a hockey game and fans loved him and booed everyone else. Have you seen this?
No. This is some eye contact.
Look at his face.
He's like, ooh. Oh my God, stop it.
He's living for it.
His little like mischievous smile when he realizes. No, not the look to the camera.
Poor guy.
Oh my God.
And people were saying it's like that episode of SpongeBob. Remember when like, who was it? I think it was Squidward coming out and then they would boo him, but then like SpongeBob, it would even be like him mopping or something and they would just start.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
But his face is just like, I'm awesome and I know it. And it's
literally
just so
the first like time they cut back to him, he's like, ooh, for me.
That would be my daughter. She would just be like, hell yeah. And I had already liked that one and had it as one of my options, but someone did tag me in it recently and they were like, for your We Love the Internet segment. So like, if you guys see funny TikToks, tag me in them because I get tagged in a lot of drama stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I'll like keep this in the back of my head is to like save videos to share for it. But I have like such a range of like why I love the internet. If it's like something that's just funny and like random that like, oh my God, this would never have surfaced years ago when there wasn't the internet. But then also when it's like something like the Gail Lewis where it's like everyone's coming together for like a meme or something. Let's see what I have this week. There's this one girl, I think I want to show. She looks really, really high in all of these. I don't know if she is. She doesn't ever mention weed or anything. But she basically like investigates. She does like deep dives on Mandela effects and basically has proven that there's like corporate gaslighting going on with a lot of the like well-known ones. The most recent one I saw was about the Monopoly Man's monocle. Oh no, this is the better one though. The Fruit of the Loom cornucopia. Are you familiar with that Mandela effect?
No.
Do you know what Fruit of the Loom?
Yeah. And I know what a cornucopia is.
So people have always said that the logo has a cornucopia, but Fruit of the Loom says no. That never existed. And
it's like, it did.
Yes, it did. And they're like, no, it didn't. So she is posting these videos where she's like, I have found the proof that, and it just seems like she's been up for days.
You.
Literally, I laughed so hard because I was like, should this be my new niche? So the caption on this is official mint government documentation of cornucopia.
I officially have government documentation that Fruit of the Loom is lying about never being associated with the cornucopia. That we should first start off with this Frank West album, Fruit of the Loom, which was made in the late 1970s and was a clear spin-off of Fruit of the Loom. I don't know how to credit a Redditor, but this one deserves an award because he went so far down the rabbit hole, he ended up reaching out to the son of the artist who created the art for the album cover. The son responded, making it very clear that Fruit of the Loom was in fact inspired by Fruit of the Loom and the cornucopia was part of its logo. Redditor even brought receipts and took a screenshot of his email conversation. The part I'm most excited about, this is an official government document for the Fruit of the Loom trademark, and if you look at the bottom, it said baskets of fruit, containers of fruit, cornucopia, horn of plenty. And I'm not arguing that there's no room for discussion about when and how this logo was used, but it's clearly dishonest for Fruit of the Loom to make us believe we're crazy for assuming that the cornucopia was ever associated with their logo. It still makes absolutely no sense to me how each one of us have a vivid memory of our childhood asking our mom what's in the Fruit of the Loom logo, and that's how we learned what a cornucopia was. In an attempt to back Fruit of the Loom into a trademark corner, I'm now selling these sweatshirts, which means I'm about to be sued for every penny I'm worth, but they'll have to admit the cornucopia is a part of their logo, or I will become a trillionaire. Either way, it's a win-win for me. If you would like to be a part of the chaos, you can buy one by clicking the shopping link on my page, or it's linked in the video right before this.
She never breaks character.
Is that a character? She really just seems like she hasn't slept.
Honestly, maybe it's not, but I feel like it has to be, right?
I feel like Fruit of the Loom absolutely had the cornucopia. Like, is that really up for discussion?
That is her point. And she's basically saying after the Monopoly one too, because she did find proof of him wearing a monocle.
Yeah, he absolutely has a monocle.
No.
Yes, he does.
I got to the bottom of the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia Mandela effect and I'm upset. Claire really pulled through for us and went through all of her old clothes until she found an official logo. Not only is this an official Fruit of the Loom shirt, except the cornucopia looks exactly how we've all described it and remembered it. This reignited my fixation, and after digging through the internet, I found this old newspaper that specifically says Fruit of the Loom logo was initially a cornucopia. And Fruit of the Loom has been questioned about the cornucopia. They've straight up been lying to us, saying that in never existed.
Why would they do that?
This Fruit of the Loom
I don't know.
image that was created from people's memories matches
Not the
exactly
police sketch
what's on
of the
Claire's shirt.
cornucopia.
Not only are they lying to us, they're intentionally causing chaos. If you go to their homepage, they have a whole timeline of their logos, and what company has that? That's not evidence enough that they're intentionally trying to cause chaos. These are what their TikToks look like.
I don't know.
I'm convinced this is 100% corporate gaslighting. Mixed feelings about this because honestly it is one of the greatest marketing ploys in all of history, but at what cost? It has caused me so much distress that both my husband and my therapist forbade me from pursuing it any further. Glad I pursued my heart and got to the bottom of this, but tell me what you think. Should we just admire their marketing, or should we open a class action lawsuit to be reimbursed for emotional damage?
Get Janet!
Oh my God. Is the brand saying that it's a basket of fruit, not a cornucopia? That's their argument?
Let's look at the timeline she featured. No, there's nothing holding the fruit.
Just a bunch of fruit? No.
Yep. No, wrong.
Impossible.
So I think we should really let Janet know that maybe she should focus all of her misplaced energy here, because it does involve her favorite things, trademarks and gaslighting.
Jesus Christ. Well, hope you guys had a good time. That was a nice little end to our wonderful, ridiculous episode.
Honestly, we could watch one of this girl's videos every week, because
she seems
plenty,
very
and they're great.
dedicated. I appreciate
I
that
really
about
admire her research.
Anyway, if you guys made it through the end, we really appreciate you. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, because we are posting this on Monday. Maybe Monday night.
Yes, we
but
are.
It's on Monday. And yeah, as always, hope you have a great week. And yeah, we'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Bye.